Not unfortunately.
That means.
Jamie,
hit the mute.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I was watching the mute button there, buddy. I had my I had it ready to go. I had it ready to go. Ready to go.
Good evening, everyone. Are
Hello.
we live?
Hello, everybody.
We are live.
Didn't this live feel a little bit different?
It says live up there for 34 seconds, and I counted like 10 of that.
Oh, you're right. My screens are busy over here, guys. I'm like, oh my gosh.
You're like flipping through screens left and right.
Wait, we're missing the most important thing right now.
Uh-oh.
Does anybody notice anything different about it?
Super cute hair.
Oh, that is very nice.
I admit it is very cute.
This is my Dr. Pineapple's last hair show.
She pulled out all the stops.
Like it? All the stops. Look, baby hair popping. Y'all see that? Lip gloss a-shining.
Nice.
Well, you look beautiful. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah,
Past your bedtime.
You know what? Someone did not know you were my wife. I was talking to someone today, and they're like, "Wait, Dr. Pineapples is your wife?" And I was like,
"They said that beautiful woman."
We're like, how did you get that one?
I was like, "You didn't take the pineapples part into account there?" And they were like, I'm just realizing it. I was like, well, I hope you don't know. I don't call anyone babe, just my wife.
Right.
He was like,
I call people babe, but only because I can't remember their names.
I call him Bob. Little Peachy Bobs.
I'm like, hey lady, hey babe, hey hun, how are you?
Right. Yeah,
that's actually a really good topic. Like, how do you figure out who somebody is when you've forgotten their name? I think all of us have a strategy for that, don't we?
Yes, I do.
I just say I don't know your name. I'm just like, I'll just pause for a second and look at you and be like,
well, I'm just like, don't be rude. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
All right, guys. So listen up. Sadly, it is our last Feel Good Friday episode, everyone. And you can notice that there's a couple extra faces on the screen with us, and we will get to that. But first, before anything else, we're going to go ahead and open up to Dr. Pineapple's relationship question of the week. Now, this question is a little bit different. So when this person sent me an audio file, and I was like, well, I don't want to put their voice out there. So thank you, Voice Mod, for your wonderful tool to help me do some spinning on the voice. But I think it'll work out. I hope it will. So let me share my screen.
Man, I want to guess because I know one person that does voice messages.
Oh. I'm not.
No guessing.
No guessing, yeah. So I don't know. I'm going to see if y'all can still hear it without me having to put it up on the screen. So here goes.
Okay.
Do you hear it?
Why? Hold on. Y'all are freaking me out. Why does it sound like that guy from that scary movie that has the face mask with the circle in it? What is that?
Jigsaw.
No. Why does it sound like that?
We can't hear it.
Yeah, we can't hear it. Could you not voice mod it like to a...
No, you know that it's the voice mod. I think it's the screen. So bear with me.
Just share the screen, yeah.
Yeah. So give me one.
Gosh. It sounds really spooky.
Does it really?
Mm-hmm.
Right,
so Dr. Pineapple's advice is go see an exorcist.
All right, here we go. Let's try this again. How do you rewind it?
It's really low too.
Yeah, I can't hear it.
Uh-oh, this is gonna work. Okay, so maybe I can try to. Why won't this like?
And there's an echo too.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's the voice thing.
Yeah, it might be the voice modulator.
All right. So this person is saying, I'll summarize it as best I can. This person is saying that they are interested in a girl.
Ooh.
They this girl, he met her and she's at church and he likes her and he wants to pursue her and he's planning on actually asking her to be his girlfriend here in a couple of months or so.
That's so sweet.
Whoa.
Yeah. And so he wants to know if you have any advice for him on how to best pursue a relationship with a girl who
Okay.
just started coming to church and he likes her a lot and he just kind of wants your insight and input on how to best deal with that and how to have a healthy, if he wants her to be his girlfriend, so how to make that better.
Yeah, well, this is an easy answer to that question. And I'd say if y'all have chemistry, just be yourself. Like, I mean, I don't know this young lady. I don't know what she likes, what she doesn't like. Believe it or not, lean in, everybody. Not all women are the same. Just saying.
Yes.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
Blowing minds here tonight. Okay?
Okay.
So what I would recommend is that if you know her, then you know how to encourage her. Hi, mom-in-law. Mark, your mom-in-law is back there. Then you know.
You're live, Cheryl.
Hi, Cheryl.
then
Photo
you,
bum.
then you probably know how to encourage her. And if you want some more advice about that, I would ask her friends, family, the people who are close to her, how she would be most encouraged by you asking her out. So my husband met me at a park. We were supposed to like pray together with this other couple that we knew. And he actually got down on one knee. It was really scary because we weren't even dating at the time. So I got really nervous that I was going to have to say no to a marriage proposal. But he got down on one knee and he was like, would you be my girlfriend? And it was encouraging. And, you know, the people that I loved were there and we kind of celebrated afterwards. So that was encouraging to me. But if she's flashy, maybe do something flashy, like bring her on the show and have her be one of the guests, and in the middle of the show, ask her to be your girlfriend. Or if she's not so flashy, do more like an intimate, close friends and family kind of thing. So hopefully that's helpful. The thing is that you know the answer better than I know the answer. Because you're the one who likes her a lot.
Very nice.
Awesome. Thank
That is
you.
excellent advice, Dr. Pineapples.
It was the hair. It was about
Yeah.
all that knowledge.
I think the hair is kind of like the cherry on top, but you know the ice cream was already all there to begin with. So.
I think-
Oh my goodness.
Aww.
It's all getting really mushy in here.
You know,
Where's
maybe
Vegas
I just need to
here?
kind of start a bye.
Right?
Maybe bye. And I just say. I just messing with y'all. Oh, that's great advice. Yes. So someone had said in here. They said my advice is don't be weird.
Don't be weird.
That's good advice. Good
So-
advice, Jane.
Good answer.
Good
Good.
answer. Good answer.
Unless
So-
she likes weird, then be weird.
Okay.
There you go.
There you go.
Now I kind of want to go around. Well, I'm not going to go around the room. Maybe in the after show, I do want to know how everyone met their significant other.
Oh
like,
yeah.
ooh.
It's all right. You know, it's fun
Joe,
stuff.
never mind.
What? That's such a great story. Are you?
Great.
It's kind of
Yeah.
fun. It's kind of fun.
We'll do it
It's
in the
kinda
after
fun.
show. Maybe everyone tonight can share about that.
So, Dr. Pineapples, this is kind of, I know it's a little bit out of the ordinary, but I actually received another letter. And so I wanted to make sure that you could, I don't think it's going to be that hard, but,
Yeah.
you know, I don't want to keep you too long. Dr. Pineapples, a few months back, I started a podcast show with some friends, and it has been great. Recently, though, I've had a very talented fan want me to do a show with her. I don't want to hurt my current co-host's feelings, but I feel like they hold me back from my true talents. What would be the best way to let them down gently, and how do I deal with the fallout? Sincerely, Dandy and Confused.
Well, Sandy and confused. I would definitely encourage you, Sandy. I mean, Sandy and confused. I would definitely encourage you to have an open and honest conversation with your co-host, just to let them know what your thoughts are. Because just like we can have like several best friends at a time, you can have several podcasts or web shows at a time. So I would just encourage you to have an open and honest conversation with your co-host. That would be definitely my advice.
I feel like Dandy and Confused needs to know that it's almost like a polyamorous relationship. Not quite.
Not quite.
Not quite that complicated, but if you all make it that way, yes.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, I'm not sure, but it sounds familiar. It sounds like a familiar situation, but I couldn't really place it. So
yeah, I can't place it either. But thanks for writing in, Dandy and Confused.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I hope that goes well with you, Dandy.
Hope you still have friends later, Dandy.
Good luck with all of that technical stuff there, Dandy.
You know what's funny is look at Anita. Anita said, "Sandy, why do you want to leave?"
We never said it was Sandy.
I know.
That was me. I slipped up. I said Sandy instead of Dandy. They rhyme.
Right.
It was just my Freudian slip. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Look at Jay said, "It's okay to cheat on your co-host, not on your spouse."
Jane, good answer.
Yeah.
Right.
Dandy,
that's actually in the Bible. It's called the Book of Other Podcasts.
Oh. Really?
I think we're moving in different directions. I think she's saying that's how you start the conversation.
Okay, Jane, that's a good conversation starter. Dandy, hope you're listening.
I hope so too. Unbelievable.
Well, I apologize for that last minute letter there, Dr. Pineapples, but you have been amazing.
We have enjoyed it.
Amazing.
Thank you.
I love you a lot.
I love you too.
My life wouldn't be anything without you, babe. So
okay, but Mark hasn't said anything, and I'm feeling really neglected by Mark right now.
Your hair looks amazing.
Thank
you. It's really good to see you.
Thank you.
I miss seeing you. Want to give you a hug next time I see you.
I miss y'all too. Well, thank you so much for all the love. Thank you for allowing me to share my one gift on earth, right? The one gift that I have.
Gift.
It's a huge gift, though. Yeah, huge.
Thank you for letting me share it with you and your audience. I really appreciate that. And as I say to wrap up my leaving, I don't have to go home, y'all, but I have to get out of here.
Good night, Dr. Pineapple.
Good night, Dr. Pineapple. Thanks so much.
We love you. Bye. I love you.
Awesome. That was just awesome. I'm glad we got those 2 letters out of the way there.
I know. That was so nice. Thank y'all for writing in.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Dandy and Confused. I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
Dandy and Confused.
Piper says hello.
Hi, Piper. She's just sitting there like, what about me, guys?
Like, what's up?
So rude.
Mark, who's on here, he got a puppy fairly recently, didn't you, Mark?
Yeah, we got a puppy in, I think March. I think it was right before everything hit with COVID. And,
Mark, what were you thinking?
We were getting ready for being at home a whole bunch and needed something to keep the kids busy, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Burn off that energy.
Right.
So, yeah.
So we're getting started with our Feel Good Friday. It's our last Feel Good Friday, and so we each, as the show goes, we each go out, we find the feel good pieces that we want to bring onto the show, and we showcase them here for you guys. So I went ahead. I'll go first if y'all don't mind. I came here with the idea of, you remember a couple weeks ago, we asked Gina to come on the show, or we did that little field report and asked her to kind of tell us about what was going on over there, you remember? And so for those of you who recall, Gina and her husband Mark were, hold on real quick, I kind of want to do this little dramatic thing real here where I share a screen and everyone goes,
Oh my goodness!
And so Mark has some excellent news to share.
Yay, Mark!
Yes, we went to Bulgaria. We picked up that beautiful little girl and we brought her back home. And
That is so
man.
awesome.
quite a journey.
Congratulations!
Thank you. Her name's
She's-
Marilyn Nicole Poirier, but we call her Nikki. Her first name in Bulgarian was Nicole, Nikol, and everybody calls her Nikki over there, so we keep calling her Nikki. But,
Aw.
she is amazing. She is everything we could ask for, and we are so blessed to have her.
Well,
So-
Nikki looks like her mama.
Yeah, they do.
They-
So I have a biological daughter too, who's blonde, very blonde, and in some ways Nikki looks more like Gina with the dark hair. So
Yeah.
it's
she has such a cute smile, Mark.
oh yeah.
I mean, y'all are okay too, but honestly, you know,
Right? I didn't even notice y'all in there.
yeah.
I mean,
How precious!
Yeah.
Well, how exciting! How's it been?
It's been great. It's wild having a toddler around. So we have a 7, 9, and 10-year-old, and it's been a while since we've had diapers and had to watch, stairs and not putting things in your mouth and all that stuff that goes along with watching a toddler.
Yeah.
So back on high alert mode, and it's you forget how exhausting it can be. But she has done fantastic. We didn't know how she was going to be, if she was going to have a hard time coming over here, being with us, if she would get along with us, if she would attach with us. And she seems to really love being here. She's been coming to us, wanting to be picked up, wanting to play. We have our routines now, and putting her to bed every night, bath time, brushing teeth, singing songs, all that. And she's like a duck in water, just taking right to it. So not every adoption story, I think, would go as smoothly as this one. This one, for a lot of reasons, has just fit like a glove with our family
what
and
a
her.
blessing.
And we are really, really happy how well she's doing. But even if it had been difficult, we would love her. She is an amazing person. And I don't know how much I don't remember all of what Gina said. I mean, do you know how much
How old
story
is
do you
she?
want to
Mark.
She's two and a half.
She's 2.5. Okay.
But she's tiny. She's wearing like 18-month clothes.
Oh,
The pictures, it's hard to tell, but when you see her in person, everybody's first comment is, "Oh, she's so small,"
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, she
she's,
looks tiny. I think she looks tiny. That's why I was curious at her age.
Yeah, she doesn't really talk either. She just kind of makes vocables, different sounds, and you kind of understand her body language and her reaching for things and that kind of thing. So we have a form of communication, but there's no, like, we didn't have to learn Bulgarian. She's, I guess, learning English now, but she's in some ways like a really, really intelligent 1-year-old, and in other ways she's every bit the 2-year-old. So
what is she doing here?
she just got her coat on. She says, "I'm ready to go." She wants to get out of the house.
Aw.
We were in
She's
the
like-
apartment there in Sofia, Bulgaria, and she knew it was time to go for a walk. And we'd go for a walk around the city and get out of the apartment. And she wanted to get out. She was ready to go. So she had her coat on.
Did y'all get to do any travels while you were there? I mean,
So
Considering-
the trip, well, the first 14 days we were on quarantine.
that's right.
They kept us in an apartment. We had just ordered our groceries, and I worked remotely. Gina worked remotely during the week. So no, we didn't leave our apartment at all. And then we were hoping we could go pick her up from her village, but they wouldn't let us travel outside of our area. So anywhere we went was within walking distance of our apartment while we were there.
She's
But
so
they had us in
stinking
an
adorable.
area. they had us in an area downtown. It was like a big walking area, sort of a Times Square kind of a place. And so we would go to little cafes, and Gina would drink espresso, I would drink chai, and she would nibble on a cookie or something, and we would walk to the park, and she'd run around and stretch her legs. We looked at a few historical places. There was a big church sort of there, Notre Dame of Bulgaria. We went and explored that a little bit, but that was really the only sightseeing we saw. The rest of the time, it was just kind of walking around and maybe eating something or buying a souvenir for somebody back home. That was on the plane ride home. So we had to leave. We arrived at the airport at 5 a.m. and we didn't get home in Chicago until midnight, Bulgaria time. So we had to practically force her to sleep on the plane. So, I mean, I just held her and rocked her until she passed out. And there she was, just fell asleep. We were glad she got a few minutes of rest. But she did remarkably well on the plane. We were really fortunate. The transatlantic flight was almost empty, so I mean we had lots of room to move around and
not bother
she could
people.
climb up the chairs, and we could watch videos and stuff, and lots of space. And the stewardesses were so sweet to us. When they realized that we were bringing her home from an adoption, they started bringing little gifts for her and snacks and things. They were really nice. So.
Oh, that's so awesome.
That is awesome.
So, Mark, I think one of the questions I've asked you before, and I think you've answered very well, actually, and because this was a challenging thing. So, just for everyone, kind of surmise the whole package, if you wouldn't mind, for us, like timing, the emotion, the energy. If you can kind of summarize that all for our guests who didn't get to see when Gina came on and when you came on the first time, actually.
Yeah. So. For me, this began in college, visiting an orphanage in Romania, which is right next door to Bulgaria, and meeting kids without families and spending time with them. And I grew really attached to some of the kids there. And in fact, I've kept in touch with some of them. I've chatted with them over Facebook and FaceTime today, even within the last couple of weeks since all this happened. It really hit home for me. Maybe in your head what it means to not have a family, but being there, being with them, I just felt a deep sense of loss and powerlessness at that time. I was too young to adopt. I couldn't do anything about it. And so I wanted to adopt. It was something that Gina and I talked about before we got married. That was something I wanted to consider. And my dream became her dream. And 2014, we started really looking into it. We started the process, and it's been almost 6 years now till she's finally home. She was born 2.5 years ago. So we've been preparing for her and praying for her for years before she even came to be. And the process, I mean, for those that are curious how you'd go about this, you got to pick a country, you got to pick an agency to work with you, and you got to kind of figure out how you're going to fundraise. It's fairly expensive when it's all said and done. And so we chose Bulgaria because they had a very stable program. One of the dark sides of adoption is human trafficking. You don't want to be involved with countries where they may be taking kids from families to put them up for adoption to raise money. Or something like that. So we felt good about Bulgaria as a stable program. Bulgaria is the poorest member of the EU. The village where she was from was the poorest village in Bulgaria. And her family, her biological family, they were in a bad place. They were not able to take care of her. And so we wanted to be part of a solution. We didn't want to be part of a problem. And that's kind of where we started without really knowing everything about Bulgaria and what it was going to be like until we got into it. You have to do a home study like you would to foster or do anything in the U.S. You have social workers come and visit with you several times and inspect your household and your family and interview everybody. You have to tell everything about your life and put it all into this big packet called a dossier that gets translated and sent over. And then you get put in a queue, a waiting list of people that want to adopt. Now, you can request a child if there's special needs. And we did actually petition for two. Well, no, I take that back. We were asked to consider petitioning for one child about 2 years in, and she had pretty severe medical needs. And we had to really take a hard look at what we thought we could handle with our kids and our family and our circumstances. This is a little girl named Meg. She had a skin condition where the top layer of her skin flaked off with touch. The kids that have this is like they call it butterfly kids. So they're constantly dealing with wounds like burns. You have to treat them with ointment and be very careful about touching them. And I was concerned our kids would kill her. I knew our family was just very active, and that somebody would bump her and touch her, and something would go wrong. And it was a humbling thing because you get into this because you want to help. So we started praying for Meg. We said we don't think we're the family for her, and we found out a couple months later that she was adopted by a family who had a biological daughter with that exact same condition. So she's someone that we still think about and pray about sometimes, but she wasn't for us. And then a year or so later, there was a little girl in the Philippines who was on a waiting list, and we petitioned for her. Her name was Alexa. And like Nikki, she was real tiny, real little girl, and very poor family. Her mother was 14, and it was probably she was probably conceived because of abuse. And we wanted to help. We applied, and I guess thankfully we were not the only ones that applied for her. There were several families apparently, and we were not chosen. We were not matched to her. So both of those little girls are still in our hearts somewhere in the world, but we never met them. And things just kept dragging on for us. We just kept waiting. We kept, we knew that at some point the ministry in Bulgaria would just match us to a girl. We'd asked for a little girl. We have 2 biological sons and 1 biological daughter, and we wanted to have 1 more daughter. And so all of it opened up right around Christmas, and we were just thrilled. In fact, around that time, we were talking about maybe getting a dog. This is before you saw Beast. Cheryl was walking by with Beast. We got the match, and I called the kids and said, "That's awesome." We called all the kids in. And we said, "Kids, we have some news." And my oldest son said, "We're getting a dog." No. I said, "We finally got our match. We're gonna have a new sister." He said, "That's better than a dog." He was thrilled to have a sister. And so
his kids
had to
are
put
sweet, by the way. Just on the side note, his kids are stinking adorable and sweet.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So we put the dog on hold. We went over to meet. We have to do 2 visits to Bulgaria to bring her home, and we went over in February to meet her and start the process. And then we got home. We got the puppy that the kids have been waiting patiently for. And then COVID happened. And we had no idea if we were going to be able to get her this year or when.
Right.
We just continued doing everything they asked us to do and tried to be prepared so that if they said we could go, we would go on a moment's notice. And when we finally got the word that we could go, we left within a week. We booked tickets, we arranged everything, we left immediately. And what we're finding out right now is that we're fortunate because there was they're not doing any new referrals. The people that are in the waiting, they're still waiting, and they're not adding any new ones. But the ones that had been matched, they went ahead and decided they were going to process and let the families bring the children home. And so we went over there. We had to quarantine and do the whole thing. But the other part of this that's a real blessing is Nikki's foster family. So we met another family over there who they were also adopting a little girl, and their family is a beautiful family, and their daughter is a beautiful little girl. She was living in an institution, though. She was living in an orphanage, and they really couldn't keep in contact with her the same way. And she really had not been exposed to much. Going upstairs terrified her. Riding in a car terrified her. She had never done any of this stuff. She just lived in this one place her whole life. And we were very fortunate that Nikki was taken care of by an older woman named Goranka, who loved her and doted on her. She was the apple of Goranka's eye, and we were able to stay in contact with Goranka through her family, who spoke English, and have these weekly phone calls with her. And we would sing to Nikki. And so when we went to get Nikki, we continued singing. She seemed to immediately recognize us. We had a relationship, and like I said, not everything goes as smoothly for everyone, but for us, we were very fortunate, the timing that we were able to bring her home, that she knew who we were, that we had a family to take care of her in the meantime. There's so many prayers answered by the way things transpired. And I almost forgot, we got to Chicago to fly out to Bulgaria. We got in line to check our baggage, and they told us we needed to go to a special window. We went and talked to the person. They said, "You can't go." We said, "Well, we have special exemption to go. We have permission from the Ministry of Justice." And they said, "Well, I need to get additional documentation." We said, "Well, what documentation do you need?" So they quoted us something that didn't make any sense. We kept asking to talk to someone higher up. Wasn't getting anywhere. Called our travel agent. She said, "It's crazy that they sent somebody this week. This airline, like 3 days ago, flew somebody over there for this thing." So after arguing with the people on the other side, the travel agent said, "I got them to link the other flight so they can see it." We started talking with them again. They said, "No, you're going to have trouble when you get to Germany. You can't go through Frankfurt, And so the travel agent said, "I don't know what else I can do. Just tell me when you're done with this person. We'll see if we can rebook." But there were no other flights that weekend. We were not going to be able to go. So we waited. The person at the counter was finishing their conversation with the higher ups. All of a sudden, she turns to us and says, "You have your passports?" We said, "Yeah." She said, "Okay, you're going." We handed her the passports. We ran through security. We ran across the airport. We arrived at the gate just as they were boarding our group. We flew, and we didn't have any trouble the rest of the trip.
Oh, thank you, Jesus. My goodness.
And
they tried to get you trouble.
Yeah. It was one of those moments where you couldn't believe you weren't going to go. It was just heartbreaking. And then something opened up. Something opened up, and it clicked. And I can't tell you how many times in our journey of adoption we've been denied things that we really wanted that didn't work out, and it was heartbreaking. And then other times where it just clicked, and it was just perfect. It just came together perfectly. And so now, being on the other side of things, we're just so grateful that things went the way they went, and it's here. She's here. She's home.
That's so awesome, Mark. Man, that is just what a great story. I mean, and she's precious, and she looks just like your wife. I mean, just perfect.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, we're so happy. So I would show her on the show, but she's asleep now.
We're a little late.
No, that's okay.
She's not camera shy though. Maybe some other time.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
She loves getting on and making faces, and she'll take the camera and go running around the house with it. So
Perfect.
Before we let you go, Mark, there's just a couple of comments I want to show you here real quick that we're talking about things. So Rhonda says, "She's so cute. I just told my hubby I wanted a baby, and he almost cursed me." Congrats on your little blessing. Carrie says, "Does this agency have strong amounts of resources like clothing, etc., or can we donate to them?
That's a great question. The clothing we received from Nikki was through her foster mom, and I don't know how you'd get clothing to some of the places. There's a great organization in Central Illinois here called Lifelong for Orphans. They do a lot of work to facilitate donations, support families that are trying to fundraise, support kids abroad that need help, and that maybe there's not a family to match with them yet. Lifelong for Orphans would be a great organization to donate to, or just any agency, I guess. We were working with an agency called All God's Children International out of Vancouver, Washington. And if somebody wanted to support them, I'm sure there's somebody there that would help.
Gina just answered the question.
The best way to give to them, but those would be.
Go ahead and go, Joe, because I was typing in some of the stuff he's saying.
Says your wife said they can also
Gina
donate to AGCI, our agency.
Donate to AGCI, our agency, which support orphans in a lot of ways. Yeah, so AGCI, All God's Children International, is a good organization. They were the ones that did the processing of everything for us. They worked with us, and it's a mountain of paperwork. You would not want to do it without support of a team that knows what they're doing. So,
perfect. Well, that is an awesome story, Mark. So I'm not sure that you know this, but I was adopted as well.
Joe, I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Audio's going on.
Oh, you know what? We were having this problem earlier, Joe. So I'll translate for him, Mark. He said that he didn't know if you knew, but
I'm adopted. I was adopted.
He said he was adopted too.
Really?
Yeah, my parents.
Awesome.
Yeah, my parents were in the Air Force. They didn't have any kids.
They didn't have any kids.
Oh my!
And so they adopted me.
So they adopted him.
And now I have two brothers.
And now he has two brothers. Which is weird.
Fantastic.
This is going to be really weird on the replay because everyone who watches this out there totally can't get it. But for Mark and Joe, Mark can't hear Joe, but Mark can hear Sandy and I. It happened earlier, Joe. I'll tell you about it later. I know what the issue is.
Okay.
We'll talk about it in the after show.
The after show, yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic, Joe. That's really, really great to hear. We named her Marilyn Nicole after my grandmother. My grandmother was adopted as well.
I didn't know that.
Her mother died at childbirth, and her father was in prison, biological father, and so her aunt and uncle adopted her, and she was raised by them in their household. And she later got to know her biological father, but to her uncle was her dad her whole life, and so we wanted to honor Grandma. And Grandma has seen her, but because we're still kind of on quarantine, it's 2 weeks within the first 2 weeks of being home, and she's 90 now. We have not brought her over to her yet. We have hopefully next week we can go and let little Marilyn meet Grandma Marilyn.
Oh, that'll be so exciting.
It'll be a nice moment.
It will be. Well, Mark, thanks for coming on. I appreciate you sharing with us.
Thank you, Mark.
I hope you have a great night, and we can't wait to see you guys getting outside. Well, can't wait to see everyone getting outside and playing around with everyone else at some point down the road.
Good to see you.
All
guys.
right.
Have a good night.
Take care, Mark.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
I know you can't hear me, but thanks.
Right.
Just thanks. We appreciate it. Yeah, it's because of that iPhone and StreamYard thing, Joe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It happened earlier when it was just when you weren't on here and he could hear Sandy, but he couldn't hear me. And I was like, oh, man.
Oh, that's a weird bug.
I forgot to tell him to turn his phone.
And I'm like, he can hear you. What are you talking about?
I was like, Sandy, tell him. She was like, what?
I'm not telling him anything.
So Gina put the link to All God's Children in the comments if you guys are interested in checking that out and doing some donations. With that, guys, I'm done. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
That was a lot. Yeah, you're welcome. I'll tap out.
All right. So I'm going to go with my feel-good story because my feel-good story feels that she has to leave here in a little bit.
Look,
Adios, esta muchacha.
Yeah, I was like, we're going to bring the chancla over here and just let her know what's
I
going
got my
on.
back scratcher ready.
Exactly.
Scratch my
Well,
back right here.
so for y'all that don't know, my daughter turned 20 years old today.
I don't even know.
Oh my gosh, how like
20 years old. Yeah, you're not allowed to turn 20 is what they're saying. So, yeah, she's right here. But before we get to her,
okay.
I thought I would show you guys some some stuff that might bring a tear.
Oh
gosh.
That is her. And yes, she was born with that much hair.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. And there she is again.
Pretty baby.
And that's her sitting on Mama. And we used to put her hair like that, and we would call her Boo, like from Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
Because she looked like Boo from Monsters Inc.
Oh.
Yeah, and see that? And she liked to drool a lot. And there she is with her B.
There's B. Look
That's
at her.
B.
Why does that picture look so old? You know, when I was living during that time, I don't remember it feeling like
Right,
looking
we
that
had
old.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
we
It's
weren't-
crazy.
yeah.
And this is with her evil
Whoa.
eye face.
That's Joe.
Yeah, and I didn't have a
Are
farmer
you
tan
really
at that
that
time.
tiny, Joe?
Yeah, well.
Golly.
Oh, again.
Look at her.
And then
Oh
she
my gosh.
was growing like a weed here.
Oh, look at that cutie pie.
Yeah,
It's
you need to
so
hear the
hard to
comments.
believe 20.
Oh my
Sarah.
gosh.
And then she graduated from kindergarten here.
Oh.
And this was one of our first family pics with her younger sister, Monster Child.
Is that sugar?
She didn't like going to anyone.
No, I don't know where that was at.
Oh.
But look at the hair, y'all. Look at the
I
hair.
know.
Always on point.
Did she cut her hair?
Oh, look at her.
Like
Oh, I
recently?
did.
She did? Oh my god.
Oh, wait, here we go.
Keep going.
This is
Don't
where
stop.
So y'all don't know this, but she also has her black belt in karate, and this is right when she
Sure
first started.
does.
And this is the chili bowl haircut with the big cheeks.
Your dad made you do that, sweetheart. I'm sorry. I remember. I was like, "What did you do, that little girl?"
And she
Oh,
liked to
look at
show off her belly. And she liked to eat her crib.
Oh
So
my god.
we weren't able to sell that crib because she ate it. And so
Good going. Good going.
and
Oh,
that one there. And then there's Boo again.
Oy, mira, chiquitita.
And then she
Oh,
always
yeah.
loved playing with her food.
Oh my gosh.
Always.
She did that earlier at dinner.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
Not much has changed.
Not much has changed. But
Oh.
here she is. There's my sweet
Anna.
big kid.
Hi, thank
Happy
you.
birthday, sweetheart.
You're not allowed to be 20. She's
know.
only 5 years younger than me, y'all. It's crazy. It's
That's
crazy.
it.
I don't know about all that. I don't know about that. Okay, let's calm down now, Joe.
I lost my headphones
Let's
there.
calm down.
And now she
Yeah.
has to go hang out or something with her boyfriend or something.
Right.
I don't know.
Go
You
She's-
tell him, wait.
Yeah, she's too
This is more
cool to
important.
hang out with us. So, but I just want to tell everybody that I am super duper proud of her, and I just can't imagine anything without her.
Oh,
So
Dad.
I love her so
You know what,
much.
sweetheart? He did C plus work tonight, though. You know what? It's a good disguise as A plus, but still
Yeah,
C plus.
C
work.
plus work. Let me tell you, that's how I do it.
I knew what he was doing today.
He was like, "Oh, I need something."
I was like, I know I know what I can do.
He was like,
Yeah.
"Put these pictures together during the show while Mark is talking."
Right. Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was like, okay, he can keep, since he's a little long-winded, I'm gonna keep.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right.
He was like, I'm gonna bring my presentation live.
Right, exactly. So what y'all got? What y'all got?
Going.
Call Mark back to come in and bring that picture of that little girl. Go
Right.
wake her up, Mark. Go wake her up. It's okay.
Yep. We
Happy
got some
birthday,
comments here
Balana.
for you, Balana.
Oh, I got it.
She
She says she's gorgeous. We know.
Mhm.
Right.
And then Abby says, "Happy birthday, big kid."
Big kid.
Aw. Thank
And
you.
then Linda says, "Happy birthday to Joe's daughter."
Right.
Aw.
Which is okay, Linda, which is Balana, which I don't know how many of y'all have ever heard that name before, but Joe, Chris, and I love that name from an old Star Trek show that came on,
Mhm.
and the engineer on there was named Balana, and Joe and Chris decided
Yep.
there she is.
And I've
Yep.
never heard another Balana ever.
You-
No.
Yeah.
Never.
And so
Balana-
it's
and
weird when we watch the show and we hear them say her name. We're like, whoa, why did
Isn't
they
that
have her
cool?
name?
and her last name was Torres, so that's funny. She was half Klingon, half Mexican. It was just cool. Like, that was
Yeah,
just cool.
and now
So,
this one is half Mexican, half Filipino.
half Filipino.
Right?
I'm sorry. She's 99% Filipino and 1% Mexican.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
So watch
She's
out
like-
if I disappear all of a sudden, the producer may have gotten a hold. May have heard
Fish
that.
oil. Hashtag fish oil.
You just adding that up. Anything that you say, just add into the list.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And Carrie Patton Jackson says she's beautiful. Hey,
Aw.
we don't need to build her up any. She can barely get out the door now.
Oh,
Awesome,
baby
awesome.
girl.
All
Golly.
right. All right, are you ready to go? Yes, he's ready to
She's
go.
like, I've been Dad.
She was like, I was ready before I got on, Dad.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks
you
for
have fun.
entertaining your old
Yeah.
man.
All
Bye,
right.
Balana. Have a good
Thank
night.
y'all.
All right.
Good night,
Have a good
sweetheart.
night.
Be safe.
Yeah, be safe. Don't do dumb stuff.
Right.
And if
That's
you do,
every-
don't call Dad.
Yeah, don't call me. No, so that's fun. It's a funny rule.
What?
So I told my kids, I was like, if you ever need help or you ever feel like you are in trouble, you can give me a call and I will come get you. And they're like, and you won't be mad? I did not say that.
Suckers.
I said I will come get you if you are if you got too drunk or whatever, you feel unsafe. Or she goes, they were like, so you won't be mad? No, no, I didn't. I will definitely
Did
be
I say
mad.
that?
Right.
Did I say that?
So I
What'd
told
you-
mine like the same as you, but I'm like, if you're in jail, don't waste your call on me.
Call your dad.
Call
your dad.
Yeah, he's a lot nicer than me.
You know what? If the girls ever fall in that, I'm gonna have to be like, you better call your mom first, because I will lose it. I will straight up. I'm gonna reach my hand to this camera, grab that chancla. That'll be the last thing you ever see.
So I don't know if y'all have seen these things where they prank their parents and they're like, hey,
Thanks,
Dad,
Linda.
will you come get me? And some of these parents are like, what'd you do? What happened? Okay, I'm going to be right there. And I'm like, that would have not been my parent.
Right? They knew they were on camera. They knew they were on camera. That's the only
They're
way.
like calling him. It's like you're getting a call from like such and such county jail or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, yes, accept the charges. And they're like, and I'm like, oh, no, that would not.
What was that one where they call collect, and it's George, it's a boy.
Oh,
Exactly.
it's George, we got a baby, eats a boy.
That's right.
And then
If y'all remember that commercial, said he
Yeah.
got it good. Said he got it real good just now.
who was that, honey? And he's like, it's George. They had a baby. It's a boy.
That
Oh,
was good.
look at what Gabby said. She said, my mom would be sitting next to me in jail. Are
Who's
you
Gabby? That last name sounds so familiar.
Gabby is we'll talk about it in the after show.
Oh, okay. I've never seen her name up here before.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming to the show tonight, Gabby.
Perfect. So that
All
was
right,
my feel
Sandy.
good story.
I'm sorry, Joe. I didn't mean to cut you off like that, man.
No, you're good.
No, I feel like we cut him off. Please continue. I feel like
No, Sandy, I'm done. I'm done.
no. I think I saw more pictures than
Oh, so we got her some presents, and she opened them. She liked them, and
What did we get her? Oh my god!
she asked for like an iPad Air, so she got an iPad Air.
Oh, nice. Yeah, because she goes to school, so she needs it.
Right? Yep. And she's like, I can write on the iPad. And then I was asking her about it, and it's like, do I have to get the pencil too? And she's like, no, I'll get that.
I mean, if you're
The
gonna get
pencil's
that,
$100.
yeah,
What?
Yeah. But I think there's some knockoff ones that you can get where they're not that expensive and pretty
I'm
much do the
all
same
for
thing.
knockoff.
Yeah.
You know, I will
Some
$5
Amazon
that?
specials. Yeah.
$5 that. I'm
Well,
okay.
get the extra little lids. I lost mine, but I had to go on Amazon.
What are we talking about?
Apple Pencil.
Apple
okay.
Pencil.
I
Sorry.
lost the little cover on mine, and I didn't want it to be ugly and snaggletooth looking. So I'll get a replacement from Amazon.
Okay.
Hensley. Hensley was the dog's name. Sorry.
What in the world?
I was having enough total other conversation in my head. I'm so sorry, guys.
Since we get things we ask for, Sandy, can I have your pro?
Hey, I've been trying to get a new one. I'll holler at you.
Wait, I thought you had a book.
No,
Huh?
she has Surface Book, but she also has an iPad Pro.
Oh, okay.
I know. I was like, oh, is there a new one out? So I
Yes,
saw
there
the new
is.
one, and it has like I don't know. It's like a little docking, and it has the thingy.
Yeah,
The little-
like it actually has the keyboard and stuff like that.
Oh,
and
the
Yeah.
Jingameta?
It
The
has two
Jingamaleta, yes.
Jingamaleta. It has two of them. One to put it
What?
and then one to put it. Yeah.
One's $999, the other one's $1.
Right.
One's probably like $1,500. I saw something. I was like, "What is it? $1,500 for what?"
For a
Right.
piece of plastic.
It's
Yeah,
the
does
Apple
it
tax.
free laundry.
You
There
got to
go.
pay
It's
the Apple tax. You
Yes.
got to pay the Apple tax.
You're paying for that name.
Sandy.
I mean, are we? Are we?
That was a lot of dead air.
I had to reach out to friends and say, "Hey, do y'all have any feel-good stories?" And they were
I'm
like,
with you.
"Look at the times that we're in. Do you think anybody's feeling good?" And so, anyway, Anita came through tonight, and
Come on, Anita.
she sent me the sweetest little story that I thought I had already sent it, but I'm not sure. I sent it to somebody, but apparently it wasn't my group that I need to send it to. So I'm going to resend it now. And so this video is an adorable grandparents reunion. Anita said she teared up when she saw it. And I thought, Anita, let us all cry together, because a lot of people can't see their grandparents. We can't see Grandma Berta. We can't go play skip bow with her. Did y'all know skip bow was invented in Brownfield?
We talked, yeah.
Okay.
I remember this conversation, actually.
I
Okay.
don't.
Good deal. So anyway,
But good to know.
just in case y'all didn't know, but Joyce and Don have been married for 67 years. You hear that? You got to put up with me for 67 years. Anyway,
Sorry, Eric.
I'm not even listening.
Oh.
Anyway, so they're both 90 years old, and they were reunited on July 15th. She spent weeks in the hospital, and she said, the reason I wanted this recorded is because my grandparents have been married for such a long time, and their love is still just as strong. So I feel like they forget each other, and then they remember, and then, just kidding.
Right.
They don't have to mention
Yeah.
it.
Hey, whatever works.
Whatever works, right? So anyway, so Jamie, if you can show this video. So she had a mass in her
I see one in the
colon.
top and one in the middle. Which
Okay.
one?
Let's do that top one. That one.
Okay.
That one seems legit. Hopefully, it's nothing bad.
This is a live show.
It is a live show.
Be ready for
There we
the
go.
Be ready for the bleep.
You better
get
be
the
ready
censor
to.
button.
Yeah.
I get the censor button ready.
Right.
Okay, here we go.
Expand, zoom in.
I can't hear it.
I can't either.
Joyce and Don Hoffman from Indianapolis
Can you hear it now?
were married July
With an echo.
14th, 1952. They have 2 children and
You want me to
4
play it?
grandchildren.
Yeah.
They're both now
I don't know why it's echoing. I don't hear an echo on my side, so that's part
That's
of the problem.
weird. Yeah, I mean, I hear the echo.
Yeah. Let's see here.
You hear the echo?
Love the tanks.
Here we go. Let's see what we got here.
I can't hear anything.
Joyce and Don Hoffman
Oh.
from Indianapolis were married July 13th,
How's it sound?
1952.
It's
Really
low, but
low.
They have
if
2
we be
children
quiet, we can
and
hear it.
4 grandchildren. They're both now 90 years old, together at the Hooverwood Living Retirement Community.
It's fine,
In
Joe.
67 years of marriage,
Just don't
they
say
have
anything.
experienced so much, but nothing like what just happened. Joyce tested positive for coronavirus on May 1st, and they've been separated ever since. It's the longest they've been apart in nearly 7 decades.
Oh.
Joyce thankfully had mild symptoms, fought hard and fully recovered.
Aww.
Oh.
She, along with her family and the staff at Hooverwood, had an idea. Why not surprise her husband, Don?
Hey, Don.
Yes.
Can you hold these for me?
Hold it?
Yeah.
Sure.
The staff giving Don flowers, not telling him who they're for, and then turning him around.
Can I turn you around for a second?
Okay.
Aww.
Oh.
Joyce kissing Don's hand, Don kissing hers. They tell each other they're beautiful.
So beautiful. Oh my.
How can you be so cute?
Tonight, their granddaughter Melanie tells us they are both together and doing well.
After 67 years of marriage, this was excruciating for them. However, they were reunited and cannot stop holding hands.
There's not enough time to describe their love, so we'll just show it to you. Joyce and Don, through it all, right where they want to be, holding hands.
So tonight we salute Joyce and Don for being America strong. Glad you guys are back together. Thanks so much for watching tonight. I'm Tom Yamas. I'll see you right back here tomorrow.
Whatever, Tom.
Stay safe.
That was cute.
That was so sweet.
Yeah,
That's a
it was.
long time to be married.
Yes, it is.
That is a long time.
It's like, I mean, that's a long
Like
time.
7 years.
Bruh.
Oh, look, Anita said I played the wrong video. Way to go, Anita.
Thanks.
We played
Thanks.
the whole thing, and then you're going to tell me it's the second video. Mm.
So before I found my story,
That was going to be your story, Joe?
before I found my feel good story, I actually posted up on my Facebook too,
Oh.
but I didn't include you two because I didn't want y'all to sit giving me a hard time.
Did you see
Sure.
Did you see Jamie's post?
Uh-uh.
Oh, Jamie, I need you to share your post.
I think I can't hear you too well right now. What are you talking about? What's that again?
So
What?
I will tell you, I had a few of them here. So Cindy Davidson, it's not much, but maybe worthy of conversation. 3 times in the last month, someone in front of me in the drive-thru has paid for her meal. And then she paid for the car behind her. There are some great people in Lubbock, Texas.
Lubbock,
Texas?
Lubbock, Texas?
And then Brandon said he survived his first hurricane. I'm like, whoa.
Where did you post this at?
On Facebook. And then
He
Amy
blocked
said,
it.
my agency helps people with disabilities to get long-term jobs, so that's feel good. And then, of course, someone saved 15% on their car insurance.
By backing up and leaving an accident.
So that
On
those
your
were the
Facebook? I don't see squat.
He
I
blocked us.
I
from
blocked y'all.
Oh, he blocked us.
Yeah, I said except for y'all too. I wanted to see because you guys tend to do other things on my
What?
posts
Like what?
whenever I'm looking for stuff.
Oh, no,
Oh, you know what?
speaking of posts,
You want to talk about
friends,
posts?
if y'all are friends with Joe, let me just tell y'all this.
Spell it out, Sandy.
Monday, Tuesday, one of these days, they all look alike.
They
he
do.
posted this picture and he said, "Help me pick a
Oh,
profile."
not a one picture, a series of pictures.
No, that's what I'm saying. He posted like 7 pictures, and
7
he's like,
pictures, yeah.
"Please help me pick a picture."
Please,
So-
everyone. It was
and I'm busy, and I'm
heartfelt
like,
almost.
"Customer, can you please hold for just a second? I have some voting to do." Put my little customer on hold. And so here I am, and I'm like, "Ooh, I can see teeth in that one." But I didn't do nothing. I kept all my teeth comments to myself. I kept the hair comments to myself. And then I said 1 and 7. And I even thought, see, 1, he's smiling, but it didn't touch his eyes. Y'all know that smile that is like fake? That was number 1. And then number 7 was actually like a legit smile. So that's why I picked 1 and 7. And then he's like,
I picked the same ones. Those are the exact same ones I did.
and so then he's like, "Well, thanks for picking. Y'all's vote didn't matter, America."
Yeah, he was like, forget it. I went ahead and went with this creepy one right here with my eye doing this funky jazz over here.
Because I think I look like the Rock, but I don't.
More like the Pebble.
Yeah.
Right.
Gravelstone
Bam Bam.
from
No.
Lubbock, Texas.
I said help. So y'all helped.
Oh, no.
But then I made a final decision. So there's a difference. There's a difference here.
Anyway, So what are we talking about? Jamie, you didn't show your post.
My post about asking everyone for help because I didn't know what story.
You're funny. I mean, I almost gave you a story.
Oh, okay. Now I remember what you're talking about now. Hold on real quick. It is... I got the nice dark... what do you call it? Facebook. Here we go. Boom. I said, look at this. I said, please help me. I need good news stories. Prefer your personal stories I can share in my show tonight. I cannot pay you, but here's some imaginary money for you. I put that money right there.
Story.
That's pretty
And so
good.
there were a couple people. I mean, Ben shared that he had a friend of his who bought his first car today.
Yes, I wanted you to ask him about that.
I did, but I didn't get a response.
Ben,
In his 40s.
Yeah, in his 40s.
Wow. That is awesome.
That's real money. That's
That
really
is awesome.
my thumb.
So for next week, someone is going on vacation.
Ooh, girl,
Yeah.
tell us more.
And so we may have certain co-hosts next week to kind
We
of
sure do.
fill in.
Right, Carrie? Wait, did I hear from her yet? Yeah, I did. Yeah, you did. You
Yeah,
told me.
yeah.
She's filling in.
We got some good fill-ins for Miss Sandy Dandy.
This guy said, "Oh, I thought you said your name was Amy."
Yeah, Samey.
You're right. So it wasn't Amy and Confused that wrote in.
Right.
So, guys, anyhow, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Look, we're about to hop into the after show where we go unscripted, and it's going to be awesome.
Awesome.
Sandy, don't go anywhere.
Hey, I'm not. I'm gonna have the right.
Right, exactly. Sandy, hold on.
Just to let you know, just to give you a little preview of who we got coming on next week, we have, for our guest on Tuesday, we have the Hamill Brothers. Is that right, Joe? Hamill Brothers?
That is the Hamill Brothers, yes.
And they're a video production company. So come on Tuesday and come check out what we're going to talk about there. We've got Carly, who Dr. Pineapples had told us she wanted an art therapist. We found y'all an art therapist. Her name is Carly, and she's going to be on the show on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, we have... really? I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna go nuts on Thursday, guys.
We have a herpy coming.
We have a herper coming. He takes photography. He's a photographer of herpetology, and so his name is Eric McCormick. I'm gonna let you go out and see what herpetology is about, just so you can be excited like I am. And I can't wait for him to come on the show.
I don't know how much I'll be talking on that show.
Yeah, I don't either, Joe.
And Sandy, while you're gone, we expect at least 2 to 3 field reports. So
shoot, 5.
I didn't hear that. Can y'all hear that? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, Sandy. So anyway, guys, we got to get going because the after show is about to start. But we love you. You all have a great weekend, and as usual,
remember to wash your hands
for at least 20 seconds.
You filthy animals.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. We're going to the after
show.
After show.
It's the after show, and after the show, it's the party.
I need
the
some
party.
water.
The after show. That's where we're going.
Oh, I need to end the show. We're not even ended yet.
We're still going.
Right.
Look at that. We got 14 likes tonight.
I need to send me my Venmo for me sharing your story.
Remember,